Ghost Recon Breakpoint is no less than a month away, arriving on October the 5th and on the 1st for those who have pre-ordered the Gold Edition or better. October is at the height of when most games are released. There is plenty for Breakpoint to contend with, such as Modern Warfare, which is taking a more realistic approach, Borderlands 3, in which is an open world game, then finally Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey. Whoa, actually no, wait a second there. Yeah, I just said the game in which you jump around as an ape, climbing trees and, well, hitting stuff with sticks. You're probably questioning right now, how is that game a competitor to Ghost Recon Breakpoint? Well, before you actually turn this video off, let me explain myself. My name is Basie and welcome to another video, and I hope you enjoy. So let's work from the bottom and work ourselves up from there. If you aren't a fan of the Ghost Recon series, then here is a short explanation to what Ghost Recon Breakpoint is. Ghost Recon Breakpoint is a military shooter set in a diverse, hostile and mysterious open world that you can play entirely solo or in 4-player co-op. You are sent to Aurora for what seems to be a typical recon mission, but your helicopter is shut down, the island has fallen into the wrong hands, you have to face your toughest enemy ever, which is called the Wolves, alongside the Sentinel, which has been hired by the Wolves, and called a Walker, who is a US military rogue, and was your former brother in arms. They have the same training as you, the same experience, and they now wield the world's most advanced combat drones. Injured and cut off from aid, your survival depends on exploring Aurora, finding new allies, and discovering why your former comrades turned a traitor. Breakpoint is something which I am really excited to be playing. We are actually going to be getting the beta for Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which is going to be absolutely amazing, and I'll be playing that and recording plenty of videos for you guys. So now, since we have that kind of out the way, let's introduce you to Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey. This game is a third-person, open-world survival game where you explore, expand and evolve to advance your clan to the next generation in an exciting new adventure. In the game, players control a member of an ape clan and have to manage the player's character's health by eating, drinking and sleeping, and the game starts in an African jungle, an open world filled with threats, including predators like giant birds and poisonous plants. Players can climb any tree in the jungle, though the player character will break its bones if it does fall. This game is featured 10 million years ago, and the aim is to kind of evolve to have human-like characteristics. So by now you're probably a little bit intrigued and thinking, how the hell do these two games relate in absolutely any way? Well, first I want to talk about their similarities, and then after each one I will talk about what Breakpoint could take from this game and how they could develop the game to be more like it, and if not, a little bit more survival based. I'm going to be calling it Ancestors from now on because Ancestors the Humankind Odyssey is, well, it's a bit of a mouthful really, and it's going to get a little bit tedious eventually. So just like Breakpoint, Ancestors is an open world game, and therefore there is plenty to be exploring throughout this vast land, and therefore you're always going to be weary of what's right around the corner. In Ancestors, it's important to conquer your ancestors' fear of the unknown, to expand your clan's home range and uncover some of the incredible new areas to explore. This will be very much like Breakpoint, which utilises this and allows you to adventure out and discover two factions at launch and alongside nearly 800 hidden locations around Aurora. However, where Ancestors goes a step further with this is that it utilises the brightness of the screen to make it seem although when you're entering a new place, you're more cautious of what is around you. Breakpoint to kind of one-up this is add some kind of feature in which is similar to this. I'm not asking it to go dark each time you enter a new area, but I would at least like to see it be a bit more jarring when you enter a new location. As of now, I am making an assumption that Breakpoint is exactly like Wildlands, where if you enter a new location, all it does is announce where you are. I feel although this isn't melodramatic enough, and it's a bit degrading to be honest. Therefore, there is my first suggestion. Make entering a new location more exciting than just having its name pop up on the screen and a tiny monologue about what the location has. To be fair, I want to see Breakpoint stand out from its previous game. I don't want to be playing the same game, whilst I would like some Wildlands features to actually cross over. I don't want to be paying whatever I'm paying to be able to get the game, basically Wildlands again. Whilst I don't want everything new, I do want a large portion of it to be. Let's talk about the second similarity, in which is the movement. The environment shapes both the ghosts and the apes' movement within these games, and having this forms adaptations to the environment. You need to tread carefully and move in a way in which doesn't make you have fall damage. Whilst in Ancestors you could fall off a tree, in Breakpoint you could actually fall down a cliff, or even just a mountain in general. Now, I'm not requesting being able to climb up trees and jump from one tree to the other, as that is just where it's a bit plain stupid, to be honest. But where Ghost Recon can go further is by allowing abseiling down cliff faces. I actually suggested this to a community manager as a feature that should be added. We haven't seen anything regarding vertical movement in this way, and therefore having something like this would be interesting for the franchise. So why not add it? Have a bit of a mess around with it and see what it looks like. Nomad has a rope in his rucksack in the cinematics in which we have been given, so why not have it so we can utilise that rope? Tie the rope around a tree nearby and use it to lure yourself down the cliff, or allow your teammates to hold the rope while you manoeuvre yourself down. My last similarity in which there is between these two games is that there are actually enemies. While there are actual predators within Ancestors, like warthogs, tigers, and much more, we also have the wolves within Breakpoint, which is a huge metaphor for them hunting their prey, which is you. Of course, we also have the Sentinel, which is a hired group in which works with the wolves. If it isn't in the game already, Ancestors has a great feature in which I would more than love to see within Breakpoint. I can't stress enough how interesting this would be, as it would add another level of hardness to the survival within this game. Just like Ancestors, I would like to see traps within the jungles and forests, and even a multitude of other biomes within the game, because we do actually know that there are plenty of biomes within Breakpoint. These traps should allow you to get stuck in while trekking through the wilderness. You have to fight to kind of get out of them, and they actually attract nearby wolves. And these are classic Vietnamese tactics and were used within the Vietnam War between 1955 and 1975. Maybe if we were to get a DLC later into the game in which adds tribes as a faction who actually inherit parts of the land, and you have to kind of tackle through the traps to get to that final end goal. But that is all for this video. Tell me down below what you think of these, and maybe if you have played Ancestors or have watched videos on it, what would you like to see within Breakpoint which could be brought over from that game? Thanks for watching. Do hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the like button, as it does help me out and gets me a little bit more noticed. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next video. Thank you.